Hi everybody, this is Y with Shenanigans with the Burgs. I want to welcome you to my channel. If you're returning, thank you, and if you're new, welcome, welcome. Hi guys, Y here, Shenanigans with the Burgs, and I decided to do a little Wip Chat today because I wanted to go through some more of the questions that I had on my live yesterday. So, yeah, some of them were interesting. Let's just say interesting. Oops, I covered up my... So I'm going to joggle you for a second, and I apologize for that. But I need to know what my canvas legend is. So, all right, so I'm looking for the $sign. $54. All right, so wow, that one's almost gone. I wonder if there's any more of that. 54 is a 938. Let's see if I have a 938 in my bag of drills here. I do not. So that must be all of them. All right. Anyways, I hope y'all are doing really good. Today is, it's Wednesday. Ooh, that one's got a bubble in it. It's Wednesday. I have done a lot of box moving today and just trying to get my ducks in a row. It's just difficult. I get so much going on in my brain that it's difficult. Okay, let me first start by saying thank you for coming. I hope y'all are doing great. Be sure to hit the thumbs up on your way in or on your way out. It does help the channel out. So yeah, I'm still working on Becca Tyndall inside a Fairy's Dream. I'm doing this for the Visions of the Soul 2025 event. It's my second canvas. Those of you who watch my channel, this is all repeat information. But for those of you who are new, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, so I am working on Becca Tyndall canvas number 2 for this event. And then I'm not sure what I'm going to do next. Probably maybe another Becca Tyndall. I don't know. Her canvases are so bright and colorful, but they're all very similar. So I feel like maybe I'm going to need a break from her style. I don't know yet. We'll see. We shall see. But anyways... So yesterday I went through a bunch of like tag type questions, and then we stopped on, because my time was up, we stopped on the fill in the blank questions. The last fill in the blank question was, when you were a kid, blank was the best snack to find in your lunchbox. And my answer to that was Twinkies. Yes. Old-fashioned Twinkies, not the newfangled ones that are out there today, because that's not a Twinkie, that's just a cake. Anyways, so then blank is the soundtrack to my life. So anybody who knows me probably knows what I'm going to say to this one. I'm going to have to go with Bloodsport, because it is the one soundtrack that I listen to every single year on my anniversary. And it goes from being romantic to being crazy and chaotic. And yeah, I would have to go with Bloodsport. My life is like getting ready for the Kumite. At least that's what I feel. Like, I do feel like that sometimes. Kumite, Kumite. It's really a good movie if y'all haven't seen it. So the story behind why I watch that movie every October is hubby and I met on the night before Halloween, and I cooked dinner and told him to bring a movie, and he showed up at my door with Bloodsport. Of all the movies, that's like totally not a date night movie, guys, but he showed up with Bloodsport. And so for the last 26, this year it'll be 26 years, we have recreated that date night, that very first date night. So I cook lasagna, we pull out Bloodsport, we get the same kind of wine, and we recreate that night every year. So we can recite the movie Bloodsport word for word at this point, because we've watched it, well, 26 times. This year will be the 26th viewing of the movie Bloodsport. Now, it is helpful that Jean-Claude Van Damme is awfully pretty to look at in that movie. I, however, am not a super muscular as sexy type of person, but he is hot in that movie. So there's that. If I could go anywhere in the world right now, where would it be? Anywhere in the world. It would depend on if somebody was going with me. If I was going by myself, I would probably go to a Disney park, any of them, whether it be a U.S. park or Paris or Tokyo, or I could handle a Disney park by myself. But if I was going with somebody, well, Costa Rica would be it. My dream is to go to Costa Rica and hug a sloth. We had a trip planned, and then life happened, and I broke my back, and those plans fell to the wayside. And then, life just continues to happen. So it doesn't look like that is going to happen anytime soon. And that's okay, but that's where I would go right now. Costa Rica. Go ziplining and hug a sloth. Where would you go? If you could go anywhere in the world right now, where would you go? I'd have to look at the calendar, though, because it might be rainy season in Costa Rica, and then you'd feel like you were in a jungle, a wet jungle. All right. My favorite local business is, and you fill in the blank. So think about where you live and what is your favorite local business. So hubby and I, we don't eat at chain restaurants. We just are not, we're not fans of, like Applebee's and Chili's and Longhorn and the chains. So I would have to say my favorite locally owned restaurant at this juncture would have to be Buckhead's or Burma Sushi and Salad. So my favorite local business would definitely be a restaurant. Yeah, that's it. A restaurant. Burma Sushi. Oh, Tokyo Sushi's pretty good too, and they're local. I do like my sushi. All right. Oh, excuse me. I don't know why I'm yawning. I really don't. All right. Blank is the most important thing to have in my work environment. Oh, I would have to say an internet. Internet, yep, access to the internet. Because it doesn't matter what you do nowadays. Without the internet, you can't do anything. So internet access would be the most important thing in my work environment. Whether I'm working or playing or whatever, it would be the internet. And life would be boring without my circle of friends. Oh my goodness. Y'all, if you have not joined us on a Zoom call on Monday or Wednesday, I encourage you to do so. I can tell you that Monday, the Zoom was pretty tame. We were missing a lot of people. It was very quiet and very, just very quiet. But we have been known to cut up on the Zoom. That is for certain, for certain. Some of the topics of discussion are not family friendly, if you get my drift. And if you want to know something, somebody in this Zoom group will know the answer. I promise. And then we have one member who English is not her first language, and so she wants to know the origin of things. And Monday night somebody said something and I was like, oh, where is this person? Because she would say, you know what I'm going to ask? What is the origin of that phrase? I mean, it's just so funny. So funny. We have such a good time. So yeah, if you have not joined us, I would encourage you to do it just once. I think it only takes once to realize we're very welcoming and friendly, and it's just a really good group of people. Really it is. No matter what other people say. So I would have to say my circle of friends. Life would be boring without my circle of friends. Oh, I set blank alarms to wake up in the morning. So how many alarms do you have to set to wake you up in the morning? I know my brother, he used to have to set like oodles of alarms. My mom would call and let the phone ring and ring and ring. Yeah, no, I need a half of an alarm. I don't even need a whole one. I am a morning person. And so when my alarm goes off, I am up. I don't have to worry about missing anything because I'm up at the first sound of an alarm. I've always been that way. So my stepdad used to just knock on my bedroom door and I would be like, I'm up. And he knew I was up. Where he was used to dealing with my brother, who did not get up easily. So I was a joy compared to my brother. I don't know where I get the early morning thing from. Probably my grandmother, because when I would spend the night at my grandma's house, we always went to bed after the 11 o'clock news, so at 11:30 at night, and I would get up super early in the morning, and she was already up, had eaten, and was playing solitaire at the kitchen table. And I'd be like, how long have you been up? She's like, I've been up a while. And I never understood. My goal was always to try to wake up before her, but it never happened. So I must get that from her, because my mom and my dad, they could sleep all day, every day, if somebody let them. But nope, I am not that person. I am an early morning person. My all-time favorite book is, and I'm going to have to say, my all-time favorite is going to be any book by Lurleen McDaniels. And I can say that with pretty good certainty because when we packed up all the books, I donated everything except my Lurleen McDaniel, or not Lurleen McDaniels, V.C. Anders series. I keep wanting to say Lurleen McDaniels. That was my daughter's. That or the Bible, I would have to say. I can't live without blank. Well, there's the obvious: air, water, food. But what I would have to say, I'll have to be that person. Diamond painting, because I just absolutely feel like I'm going through withdrawals if I'm not able to sit down here and diamond paint for at least some portion of the day. Isn't that crazy? The other thing that I don't know that I can live without now is Instacart. Oh my gosh, have y'all used Instacart to have your groceries delivered? When we were at Disney running the Dopey, I got really sick. Come to find out, I ran a marathon with the flu. But I got really sick, and so we did the free trial, Instacart free trial, so that I could get some juice and some meds while we were there, because we didn't have a car or anything, so they delivered right to the resort. And I forgot to cancel the subscription before it renewed, because it was like a 2-week 14-day free subscription or whatever. And so I was like, you know what, I am just going to use this until I have to renew it again. And so that's what I've done. And I can so stay on budget when I am ordering through Instacart. Even though I'm paying, now I always order enough groceries that I'm not paying a delivery fee. Even with a tip, I spend less money on groceries with the Instacart app at my local grocery store than I spend when I actually walk through the grocery store. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Now, that being said, there are certain things that you have to go and pick out yourself. Produce. I am very particular about my produce, so I have to pick out my own produce. So I do still have to go to the grocery store for certain things. Melon, tomatoes, lettuce, bananas, potatoes and stuff like that. I can let somebody else pick those. I'm okay with that. Onions, potatoes, but I like to pick out my own mushrooms, and I like, because I'm just very picky. But I don't know that I could live without that now, because now I go into the grocery store and I have a list of 4 things when I go in. Oh, the other thing I don't get Instacarted are frozen things like ice cream, popsicles, those types of things, because you don't know how long they have been out of the cooler. Only frozen things. I don't have an issue with milk or anything like that. But yeah, I'm saving a fortune in groceries. That's a good thing. That's always a good thing. Any time you can save money is a good thing. All right. To impress someone on a first date, I'd cook. So what is my favorite things to cook? So going back to that first date with my husband, I made lasagna. I make a killer lasagna. So I would have to say my meal to impress is lasagna. Definitely. Lasagna, salad, and a bottle of wine. Yep. That's what we had. Hey, it's been 26 years. He's still here, so yeah. We met in March online, and then we didn't meet in person until October. So by now, 26 years ago, we had met, and we talked on the phone, and it was before you could video chat, but we would send pictures and videos and whatnot. But we didn't actually meet face to face till October. So yeah, like 6 months after we met. So when we met on the internet, it was before it was scary to meet somebody on the internet. And I was still worried about meeting somebody that way. But it worked out for me. Yeah, 26 years later, here we are. And my go-to binge series. All right, so guilty pleasures. We are watching every night. When we're laying in the bed, we have it, According to Jim, on. It's on Roku, and it is a series that's pretty hilarious. The other one that we tend to watch a lot of is Duck Dynasty. Lately, I've been down here just binge watching series. Like I watched The Resident, and then I watched The Diplomat, and then I'm in the middle of Blind Spot right now. Yeah, there's always something. There's always something. I rewatched all of Hot in Cleveland. Betty White is absolutely hilarious. She is so funny. The Golden Girls is another one that you can binge watch. Survivor is another one. We are watching the current season of Survivor. It's still on mainstream, so we've slowed way down because I don't want to catch up. But we prefer to watch it after the season is over, and then we can just binge watch it. So Survivor is another one. So yeah, we have lots of TV we like to watch. All right, so that is all of the fill in the blank questions. So these are open-ended questions. And so the first one is, what is something that always makes you smile? All right, I have a couple of things. My husband always makes me smile. Even when I'm mad at him, he always makes me smile. And my dog, Benson. Oh my goodness. Benson is the sweetest, softest, non-cuddliest dog I've ever owned, who is scared of his own shadow. He is a wreck. A walking, barking wreck. Oh my gosh. I love that dog so much. Yes. He makes me smile. He'll do something and he'll make me so mad, and then he'll just look up at me with those human-like eyes, and I melt. Every time I melt, and he just makes me smile. I just love him. Love him, love him, love him. So if you've been around my channel much, you have met Benson, because when I start filming a Wip Chat, he thinks I'm talking to him because nobody is talking back. So when I'm on Zoom, he's okay with that because somebody is talking back. So he knows that I'm not talking to him. But when I'm just sitting here just yakking, he thinks I'm talking to him. So he wants to jump in my lap or whatever. So whenever I do a video where I'm actually looking at the camera, he is pretty much going to show his face in the camera. Yeah, that's what he does. That's what he does. All right. Which social media platform is your favorite and why? So we kind of touched on this yesterday on my live. My go-to social media is Facebook, and that's because I've been on it since it came into existence, because only college students could have a Facebook account when it first came up. But my favorite has got to be YouTube. Oh my gosh, if you want to know something, YouTube is going to have a video for that. There's going to be a video for that. There's going to be entertainment. There's going to be, my favorite are Wip Chats, because I can turn them on and I don't have to watch them. I can just listen like a podcast and go about my business, whether I'm diamond painting or working or cleaning or cooking or whatever, or just laying at the pool. I mean, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. There's always something to listen to, watch on YouTube. They've even come out with YouTube TV. I have not subscribed to that yet. I am subscribed to enough TV stuff, so I don't do the YouTube TV. Whoops, I missed one. But yeah, I would have to say it's YouTube. What's the best quality that someone can have? Oh, I'm going to say compassion. If you are unable to feel for someone else, regardless of what their situation is, in a non-biased, impartial way, then, yeah, I don't know if that makes you less human, or I don't know. Honesty, integrity, something to believe in, whether it's what I believe in or not. It's, you know, these are the qualities. It's not superficial, like, you know, be good looking and muscular and in shape and all that kind of stuff. No, it's those core values, the person you are when nobody is looking. That is the quality. All right, what do I love most about my job? How about I could state the obvious and say being retired from it, or I can say autonomy, the cause. So I've been in nonprofit for a bunch of years now, and so it has to be something that you align with. So I would say that, I guess. Oh my, what's the best flavor of ice cream? Okay, my go-to flavor is mint chocolate chip. And Breyers has the best because it's not green. It is a white ice cream, white mint ice cream, and that's my absolute favorite. But I would have to say I would go with vanilla. And the reason why I would go with vanilla is because you can make vanilla into anything you want it to be by adding toppings or fruit or something. So you can make vanilla be anything you want it to be. So I would have to go with vanilla. So if there was only one ice cream flavor that I could have for the rest of my life, I would go with vanilla. And let me just tell you, I love my ice cream. Love it, love it, love it, love it. I am an ice cream-aholic. So my mantra is it's never too hot for coffee or too cold for ice cream. My husband would argue that. He says, you can't eat ice cream in the wintertime. And I'm like, says who? He says, it's too cold. Nope, you just wrap yourself up in a blanket and eat the ice cream. That's what I say. All right. When was the last time you tried something new? The last time I tried something new. Do they mean something you did or something you ate or tried something new? I'm a pretty adventurous eater, so it may have been last week and I'm just not thinking about it because I am an adventurous eater. But the last time I tried something new was, I have to go with running a marathon. Yeah, that was something new to me. And yeah, running a marathon. That was the last time I tried something new. So I would have to say running. Running was the thing that I tried that was new. All right. If you were stranded on a desert island, what 3 things would you bring? If I was stranded on a desert island, what 3 things would I bring? I would bring my Bible. I would bring a cast iron Dutch oven. And I would bring, if I was stranded, what 3 things would I bring? A Dutch oven to cook in. Oh, okay. I would bring my Bible, because then I'd have something to read, something to do, besides just sit there. And then I would bring the Dutch oven to cook with, and then I would bring my Swiss Army knife. You know, the one that has scissors and everything. That way you could cut, like, palm fronds and things like that. Or if you were able to catch anything to eat, you would be able to prepare it to cook. Yeah, that's what I would bring. What's a difficult lesson that you're glad you learned? Okay, so this one is going to touch on a subject a little scary for me, and that was being able to trust. Being able to trust. Let's just leave it at that. It took a lot for me to be able to trust anybody, not just men, or just, it's a lesson that I learned is everybody's not out to hurt you. And don't let the ones that did ruin it for everybody else. How's that for a lesson learned? Yeah, that would be my lesson that I'm glad I learned, was that it's okay to trust after you've been hurt so badly. So the best time of day to post on social media. I have a little, it totally depends on your friends and family and subscribers. You know, if they're morning people or afternoon people. And so based on my posting history, YouTube gave me a list of best times to post on social media, and I think I have it right here. So there it is. This is based on my usage of social media. And so you see most of mine are in the morning, 10 o'clock or earlier, except on Thursdays when it's 1 p.m. Yeah, I thought that was super cool that YouTube did that for me based on my viewers and what they're looking at. And so every time I go to post, you know, a Wip Chat or a video, I always refer back to that and what day is it that I'm posting this. So I try to stick pretty close to that. Yeah. Oh, the things we do, right? Oh, the things we do. All right. What's the best advice that you've ever received? Follow your gut. Follow your gut instinct. It's always going to be right. Or at least in my, if it doesn't feel right, it's not right. Like Judge Judy used to say, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it is a duck. If it doesn't make sense, something isn't right. Yeah, gotta love Judge Judy, right? Woman of wisdom there. Woman of wisdom. So listen to your gut. All right, if you could only eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be? And I have answered this question before in Wip Chats or tag questions. Mine would be Vietnamese pho, which is, for those of you who don't know what that is, it's a Vietnamese soup. And the reason why I choose that as my, if you could only eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be? Because you can change pho by the things that you add to it. Whether you add chicken or beef and the vegetables and the onions, and yeah, so you can change pho based on what you have. So if that was the only thing that I could eat for the rest of my life, it would be pho. What it doesn't have in it that I wish it did was a ton of protein. Unless you've got a ton of meat going in it, it really doesn't have a lot of protein. Well, I guess it does in the broth. Protein is very good for you, especially if it's the only thing that you can eat for the rest of your life. So if there was only one thing that I could drink for the rest of my life, that would be coffee. Oh my goodness, yes, coffee. And of course water, because coffee's made with water. So how do you like your water? With a little bit of coffee grounds in it. Actually, with a lot of coffee grounds in it. I like my coffee pretty bold. Pretty bold. Because it's about coffee flavor, not about caffeine or a pick-me-up. It is totally about coffee flavor. Alright, so now we have 84. Alright, what's your favorite way to exercise? Okay, well, my doctor says it's not enough, but my favorite way to exercise is to run. It is running, and so when I say run, I don't mean that I go out there and I just run for a full marathon. It is the run, walk, run method. So there's a lot of walking involved in running for me. But I'm getting better. I'm getting so that I can run longer. But the doctor says I need some kind of strength training. So that is not enough. It's just not enough. But then I have my youngest child injuring herself being a strength training. So, you know, there's that too. So you never know. You never know. My favorite exercise is running. Okay, so what would the title of my autobiography be? Oh my goodness. So I often say that Mandisa's song Unfinished is was made just for me. Like, that is my song. But I would have to say the title of my autobiography would be It Ain't Pretty. Yeah, it ain't pretty. Because, oh, y'all, I have been through some stuff. I mean, I'm still going through stuff. Like, when does stuff stop? Like, at what point does stuff no longer be stuff? Yeah. Baggage. And you know what? My hubby still stuck around. Even after he found out all that baggage. Yeah. So my autobiography would be titled It Ain't Pretty. All right. What's something that you do differently than most people? Well, I have to say something I do differently. It has to do with OCD, and that is, you know, the dishwasher has to be loaded in a specific way. The light switches have to be in a specific way. Everything is very specific for me. Like, I don't understand why. So hubby and I, we go round and round, because if you're going to put cookie sheets away in the cupboard, stack them in order of size. Oh, hold on. So the Amazon guy came. Oh my goodness. Let's see how I can get into this box. Alright, so I ordered a new arch light. This one is square with the phone holder. So the one I'm using now is don't like. This one is square, and I think that it's wider this way. So I'm super, super excited. So later on today, I will do a video unboxing that because I'm super, super, super excited about that. So back to the question, what's something that I do differently than most people? So I can't just let it go. Like when my husband puts mixing bowls away, he just throws them in the cupboard, and so the larger bowls are on top of the smaller bowls, and it drives me crazy, and I can't just let it go. I have to actually go in and fix it, and it irritates me because I always say to him, Russian stacking dolls, Russian stacking dolls, because I want him to understand that that's important to me. Also, the other thing is, I have a butcher block on the counter, and each knife has a specific spot, and he just throws them up there. It doesn't matter to him if they're in the right spot. So I am always redoing the knives in the butcher block. And I even said to him one night, I said, you do this now just to get a rise out of me, don't you? So it's crazy OCD type things that, I mean, I don't have to like flip the light switch 4 times before it can be turned off or something like that. Those aren't the kind of tics that I have. Mine are more, everything has a place and everything has a way of functioning. Like all of my light switches need to be all up or all down at the same time, and my towels have to be all folded the same way and in the cupboard the right way. I don't necessarily have to have them color coordinated, but they have to all face the folded side out. It's just me. It's just how I am. It's how I'm wired. And I will go in. Oh, the other thing is the toilet paper roll. Y'all, are you an over or an under? Or do you not care? So I don't understand my brain. I don't think there's a right or a wrong answer. My brain doesn't understand somebody who doesn't care which way. I just can't wrap my head around that. The other thing is I am an over. The toilet paper has to come up over the roll, and it gets the best of me to the point where I will turn it around on other people's toilet roll holders. Yeah. Kind of crazy. So yeah, I am uber organized, but right now you'd never know it to look at this house. Oh my gosh, what a shambles it is. It's okay though. It's okay. That's what happens. Life happens. So I had an ex-husband who was a neat freak, and he thought that he could change me into being this neat freak. Like he literally walked around with Windex and a rag. Like the trigger to the Windex was in his pocket. It was hanging up, so it was like hanging on. And a rag, and every waking moment that he wasn't at work, it was just crazy. And I'm just not that way. And so, yeah, we had a dog that would put his nose on the storm door, and every day he was there wiping it up. And I said, the dog is just going to come put his nose back on that window. Like, it was crazy how neat, freakish. Now, my house is clean. It's cluttered at the moment, but it's clean. Oh, do you need to go outside? Bubba needs to go outside. I'll be back. So Benson is afraid of his own shadow, and he is totally afraid of any kind of loud noises. And so yesterday and this morning we had thunderstorms, and he was not going outside, but he needed to go to the bathroom. He did not potty in the house. He held it all this time. He just went outside. What a good boy. I'm really proud of him. He's a good boy. But yeah, he refused to go out last night, yesterday. He just not having it. So are you a multi-placer or a single placer? I am both, depending. If it's very confetti heavy, of course you're going to be a single placer. But by nature, I am a multi-placer. I love to multi-place. I can get so much more done in a short amount of time by multi-placing. All right, let's get to some more of these questions. All right. What are your most used emojis? So I'm not a big emoji person unless it's in Messenger and I just want somebody to know that I saw their post, and I will hit the like. Or the care. I love that they made the care emoji, because sometimes you just don't know what to say to people when they're going through something really difficult. And sometimes just letting them know you're there is good enough. Is just good enough, because, you know, like I alluded to earlier, I have been through some stuff. And by been through some stuff, I mean, yeah, I've been through some stuff where I just needed somebody to be there. Not necessarily to give me advice or to apologize for somebody else's actions. I just needed somebody to be there. That's all. Just be there. Let me know that you care. So, it's Love Your Pet Day. Tell me something about your pet. So, it is Love Your Pet Day. It really isn't, but every day is Love Your Pet Day at my house. So, I alluded to this on my live yesterday. Benson is a very picky eater, and so we cook dinner for him every day. So I say that, but really we don't. Once a week or more, we make him a protein. Turkey burger, beef burger, chicken, fish, something. We make him some kind of a protein. And then we make him rice, and we just keep it in a container in the refrigerator. And so and he likes green beans. He loves green beans. So we make him a kind of like, I guess you could say it's like the farmer's dog, only we do it ourselves at home. And so once you have protein in the refrigerator, all you have to do is warm it up for him, and he has dinner. So when he's being ultra picky, sometimes he'll make us put cheese on it. Yeah, he is a bougie dog. But, yeah, that is Love Your Pet Day every day at my house because he is special. He is some kind of special. Like, short bus special way. All right. So these wavy symbols, I don't know if you can see it on here. This one here, what do you call that one? I call it bacon. So I am placing bacon right now. Yes, I am. So yeah, I did mention that it was raining most of the day yesterday. Actually, it started yesterday afternoon, but it was really loud and really nasty, and we lost our internet. I almost thought I wasn't going to be able to go live yesterday because our internet, our power kept going. Yeah, and it takes a minute for our internet to come back when the power goes out. Last night when we were getting ready to go to bed, Mike was in the shower and the power went out again. And so we stream television in our house. We don't have cable or anything like that. And so it took a while for the internet to come back up for us to be able to watch TV. So I had to turn it on over the air TV. It was just a mess. But Benson was right up tight next to me, just shaking. So I'm sure today he is pretty exhausted from being so nervous last night. Yes. One, two, three. So he's been pretty quiet today, except for when the doorbell rings. And of course, today is Em is home, working from home. He works from home on Wednesdays and on Fridays. And any other day, nobody rings the doorbell. Today, the doorbell has gone off twice. So I have to like run upstairs because Em is working. And the dog is barking. And yeah, it's been one of those days today. And it is Zoom day. So I will put information on how to get the information for the Zoom in the description below. And so if you wish to join us, you are more than welcome to join us. We have a pretty good time. We have people that only come on Wednesdays, and we have a couple of people that only come on Mondays. So yeah, it is it's going to be a good time. So if you're coming to the retreat, come to the Zooms on Monday and Wednesday, and you will be able to meet other people who are coming to the retreat. How cool is that? So let's see. Let's do 2 more questions. All right. Where's your favorite place to curl up with a hot beverage or a good book? And my friend Sherry said it right yesterday. On the couch with the hubby. Yes, curling up next to, well, actually the dog, but because our couch is actually a love seat with a console in between us. But yes, sitting on the couch, talking to the hubby. But as far as to read a good book, I like to be in a pool chair at the pool to read, or we have an adjustable bed, or sitting up in the bed. Those are my 2 favorite places to read, either at the pool or sitting up in bed. I can't lay down and read because that puts me right to sleep. like immediately to sleep. All right, let's find one more good one. Oh, here you go. Do you have a green thumb? So when we were still in Raleigh, so we're talking 15 years ago or more, we mastered the art of grape tomatoes grown in pots on our back deck. And we would have tomatoes from April through November. And I mean, we had so many tomatoes that we were giving them away, and they were just perfect snacks. And then we moved here and we got away from gardening altogether. Now I'm talking about an outdoor garden. House plants, no, I kill every one of them I've ever had. But as far as the garden goes, we didn't start gardening again until just a few years ago. We did some raised garden beds, and it just never took off. I guess I really don't have a green thumb. We just were able to master the art of tomatoes in Raleigh for some reason. But my disgust for squirrels started there. They would get up on our deck, and it didn't matter what we did with if we put wire around them or netting or whatever, they could get to our tomatoes and they'd take a bite of it and throw it down. Like they didn't like them. Yet they would continue to try to eat them. Yeah, it was just awful. I am not a fan of squirrels. Squirrels are evil, in my opinion. At least the ones we had at our house. Oh my word, they were so mean and rude. And I did one year, I planted flowers in pots on the front deck. So our house had a front deck and a back deck. And the front deck, you had to go up 6 stairs, and then there was like a platform, and it was covered. And I planted flowers, and I went out to water them the next morning, and the squirrels had dug them up. I was like, are you serious? So I planted them all back in and watered them and did all the things, and came out the next morning and the squirrels had dug them up again. So I gave up and decided that I did not need flowers on my front deck. It just wasn't happening for me. All right, y'all, I am going to go make some lunch and see what other kind of trouble I can get into today before the Zoom at 4 o'clock. So until next time, have a fab day, everybody. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Thank you for stopping by the channel. If you don't mind, on your way out, hit the thumbs up button. It sure does help. And if you want to be notified of future videos, hit that notification bell, and you'll be notified the next time that there is a video on my channel. Also, leave me a comment. I love reading your comments. Have a fab day.